Hey, welcome back everyone for some more new Super Mario Bros. Wii. Last time we took out Larry Koopa in the tower, now we're headed to World 1-4, which is this world's underwater stage. The ice flower is the way to go in this one, especially if you want to get all 3 of the star coins here. I know I'm in the minority of this, but I absolutely love Mario underwater levels, and this game is no exception. As a matter of fact, I should make some more underwater levels for Mario Maker. I only got the one which was Super Squirtle Swim. You can actually skip a chunk of the underwater section by coming up here. Of course it gives you the red coin, but by the time you get to it, you'll get to see this unbelievable swarm of Cheep Cheeps. But you really shouldn't need the coins either for a power-up or extra lives, because you really should be good in those 2 departments, so it ends up being more of a nuisance than anything. Speaking of nuisance, those small golden Cheep Cheeps, when they get big swarms like that, they could be a little bit of a problem. There's a checkpoint for a level, and we finally get to see the first star coin. The key to get this first star coin is to freeze this Cheep right here. Just get on it, if I can. Just jump over to it. Freezing the urchins causes it to conk out, which causes it to sink and block the current that the pipes are coming out of, right? The shooting water that the pipes have at the bottom of the ground there. I have to say, all 3 star coins in here takes really good timing to get. This one is no exception. You have to have it where you freeze this Cheep Cheep when it's in between the 2 pipes like this. Because if you don't, you won't be able to get that star coin otherwise. And needless to say, it's essential that you keep the ice flower throughout this level. Now, I've actually seen people get this last star coin without freezing this particular urchin, but my opinion about that is, why make it hard on yourself? Just freeze the urchin, block up that pipe so you can get the star coin. My advice is just avoid those clams, because most of the time they offer coins, and even if they offer an extra life, it's really not worth it. Now, these fish are annoying, because even if you freeze them, they break out in a matter of a second. So, the best thing to do there is just to swim past them if you can. There you go. Got the top of the flagpole. Unfortunately, I lost my power up, but as long as I'm still big.
Yeah.
Now, this big Goomba on the map here acts kind of like the Hammer Brothers did in Super Mario Bros. 3. And I don't think I've ever been able to avoid that in this particular world. Now, you don't have to defeat the Goombas in this, you just have to collect the 8 Toad Balls or balloons or whatever the heck those things are. Just worry about the Toad things and then you should be able to beat that just like that. And your reward for this? He gives you 3 mushrooms. It isn't particularly great, but considering when you enter a level it gives you a power-up to begin with anyways, then, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's better than nothing. Now on to World 1-5, which is the athletic level in this world. Probably could have judged those platforms a little bit better. Now you see Toad there, and your objective every time you see Toad is to take him to the end of the level, but he rewards you either with a power-up or an extra life at the end if you manage to carry him to the goal. But to be honest with you, it's not really worth it to even try, so most of the time I'd skip the Toad missions wherever he's at. And it's not, in my opinion, it's not worth it. Now, this particular star coin really should not be all that hard to get at all. Assuming you have the propeller suit. If not, you have to get on those question blocks in order to get the invisible blocks platform to turn into a platform and just slide the question blocks and drop into it. But even if you do that, it shouldn't be that hard. That's about the only way you're gonna get that second star coin is by throwing a Koopa shell at it. Unless, of course, you have the propeller suit, which I probably should have done there, but I figured, you know what, I normally get that with the Koopa shell, so why do anything different now just because I'm doing a playthrough of this? Like I said before, I'm just playing this casually, you know, I don't, like I say always when I start these playthroughs, I don't got anything to prove, I'm just playing this just to have fun. You can't actually get that third star coin if you don't have the propeller suit. All you need to do is just to bounce off the Koopa. You should be able to get it. You should be able to get enough height.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
But that really should not be all that hard a level, even with those spinning platforms. And now we're gonna be on. Before we get to the castle, we do have to head down to World 1-6. Which I think when I was recording this, I had to plug in my gamepad. That's why there was a hesitation there.
Let's go!
This stage is actually pretty fun in my opinion, too. I mean, yeah, it's just an ordinary level, but I like it. I always did like these spinning, platforms here. I really wish they would have had these on, Super Mario Maker. I wish they would have had a lot on Super Mario Maker, to be honest with you. I mean, they did add a lot of stuff, but there's some stuff that they probably should have added. To be honest with you, I would have traded all those stupid sound effects and visual effects with more power-ups and items in a heartbeat. I really am not a fan of the sound effects in that game. I really don't know why Nintendo even bothered with it. I was actually trying to make my invincibility last throughout this room, but as soon as you drop down, Goombas start popping up, so as soon as you drop down, head to the right in order to get that star coin, and you should be fine. There's another pipe drop in Goombas. Just make sure you're careful around it, and it really shouldn't be all that hard. Now you can perform a triple jump on these in order to get to the top of the flagpole, but as you can see here, you don't really necessarily have to. If you do the triple jump to the top of the flagpole, it's just more style points than anything. Alrighty, with that done, we can finally head to World 1 Castle, and Toad, I really don't care. You can stay in World 1-5 for all I care, buddy. As one would expect, this first castle isn't that bad compared to future castles. before Mario Maker, I preferred the castle music to New Super Mario Bros. DS over this music in this game and New Super Mario Bros. U. And I have to stress before Mario Maker because since then, to be honest with you, I've really grown to not like this music very much. And to be honest with you, a big reason for that is because of Dashi games. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love his Super Mario Maker content, but it seems like 95% of levels he plays is New Super Mario Bros. U Castle. So I have that stupid music ingrained in my head, and it got to the point where it just got old, so every time I hear it now, I kind of have to cringe a bit. Now, just to clarify, that was not a bash towards Dashi games. I mean, he's one of my favorite YouTubers, but I really wish he would play more of a variety of levels for his Mario Maker segment. And I know people will say, well, Teddy, that's not his fault, it's just what the people submit to him. Which is true, you know, a lot of people do make him do Super Mario Bros. U Castles. But at the same time, though, that's his decision of what levels he wants to pick, so... And not everybody likes New Super Mario Bros. U Castles or anything like that. They prefer to make other levels. Which Dashi himself can pick different levels, but he just chooses not to. But enough about that, to actually talk about this level, and I actually quite like how the swamps are utilized here, especially these bigger swamps here. Now, I don't remember offhand either this one or New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, but if you stomp on the jar bones and if his head falls into lava, they will not reanimate. I don't remember offhand. I think it's this one. Looks a little scary, but if you come down here, you do get the last star coin. Shouldn't be too bad at all. To be honest with you, I think Mario Maker, that's one of the big benefits about Mario Maker is after playing that game, all the other Mario games seem to be much easier because Mario Maker pretty much throws the gauntlet at you. You get people that make levels to exploit a certain thing that made Mario games difficult to begin with. And if you play enough of them, everything else becomes that much easier, so... But here we go, here is the boss fight between Mario and Larry Koopa. What I like to do as a strategy here is to make sure I have at least one of those pedestals between me and him. If you can do that, then this level shouldn't be that hard at all. But you do have to give yourself that little bit of cushion. Stomp on him 3 times, and the fight is over just like that. But yeah, as long as you keep him away from you, especially whenever he's spinning like that and those platforms are moving, you should do good. And that really should be a quick battle. But there you go, there's World 1 down, and now we're going to be heading to World 2. And that's where we're going to start things in the next video, so thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying this series, and I'll be seeing you guys again next time.